Uh, Rituals dark magicians have been abusing and exploiting. So basically, I woke up around 1 in the morning, 1:11 to be more precise. And I was just thinking, I want to, start working on my intentions. And so I went online and found one source and was able to get, some information. But then something happened where I clicked off of it, so I decided to go back and find it. So then, you know, I clicked back on, well, I typed in search bar new moon rituals, and I saw this really beautiful poster, and it had six sections: release, set space, meditation, cleanse, manifest, and close. So, me, because I do, believe in honoring the moon cycles and things like that, I was just like, you know what? Let me start taking notes. I start taking notes and it gets dark. I'm like, what the fuck is happening here, yo? What's happening? So then, I started saying, all right, let's alchemize this shit, right? Because it was dark. So I'm going to cover step by step what I have uncovered. So if you're noticing that you're making headway and your path is definitely going above and beyond to see if what they did to you is working, it's because what I'm about to uncover to you guys is so nasty and dark. You're going to really realize how powerful you are for you to still be standing. Okay? So, one, release. So, a banish spell casts something or someone out of your life. And this allows it so a person can't see you or they can't think about you. Okay? Now, how this can relate to my specific situation. My children's, family members have been doing banishing spells on me so that I could basically be cast out of my children's life so I can't see them or so they won't even be able to think about me. And I was wondering, why I would do my readings and I would ask my question, is it time to go see my kids? Is it time to do such and such? And I would get this no because I didn't realize how vehemently these people have been doing banishing spells so that my I won't be able to be in my children's life. Now, I see now why it's been so difficult for me to, have a connection with my children. I remember, when I was separated from my oldest daughter, not being aware of some things. Um, my little girl looked at me with such hate and like vehemence in her eyes. And so this tells me they was doing root work on her too, you know? Like both my daughters seem to forget who I am. Every time I see them, they seem to forget who I am. And then after, spending a little bit of time with me, they start to relax. And then, you know, um, more root work is done on them so that they will not be able to see love. Just like what happened to me as a child. So a cloak of invisibility was put on me. So when I would be in the presence of a loving individual, I would view them with such hate. And I'm saying it's because the people I was around were simply reflecting to me what they were going through. They didn't know how to identify healthy connections from toxic connections. So My girls naturally attract healthy connections. I naturally attract healthy connections. And due to the extensive amount of trauma I've experienced, I'm able to identify a healthy connection from a toxic connection. So to cause me grief, I've had loved ones, you know, they'll consistently be doing root work on my girls, so my girls will not be able to identify healthy connections. Because just like what happened with me, they realized that when my girls get a sense of, this is healthy, that's not healthy, I want healthy, children are going to naturally gravitate towards healthiness. You know what I mean? So that's why a lot of these people will build bonds with your children or anything that's innocent, if you have animals and things like that. So your children or animals can lower their guard. And what they'll do is they'll cloak you, if you're still in a relationship with a dark magician, or they'll cloak your children or they'll cloak your animals in their extreme toxicity. So love and light beings will not be able to tell the difference about who they are. Like for example, let's say I'm a baby father and I'm highly possessive and you are just naturally gypsy spirited, and I do the necessary work to get you to succumb to my desires. But even though I've put in a lot of work of manipulation and root work to basically get you off balance, it's still not working. Excuse me. So this is where a dark magician would set the intention to get you pregnant on a new moon if you're a divine feminine. And if you are a divine masculine, this is where a toxic feminine would, you know, work on, I want to have children. And this is where a lot of you guys are going to be noticing I have children with a very toxic individual. Well, maybe you didn't know it, but a lot of these people were closet motherfucking witches. So, this is not to say we're trapped. Actually, the children are the avenues of freedom. Because as we break generational curses, after being with toxic masculines and toxic feminines and having our children are freed from it. That's why what I've been noticing with my own children, that as I heal, my children heal, and just as quickly as I heal, these people, do spells so that my children can fall back under these spells. And for the longest, I could not figure out what and how this was happening until I, was starting to look up how can I, honor the new moon ritual, the new moons and things. And so I have created this affirmation spell, energy healing that can help you guys be able to alchemize banishing spells. So if you have a toxic partner or ex-partner who you have a child with, who you feel is actively doing banishing magic on you so you can be out of your children's life because they cannot control you, or this could just be anyone who has, picked up on the scent that there's something that you love, something that you enjoy doing, and they're trying to really target your root chakra. So you will not be able to um, have stability in any way. Yeah, wow. This shit go deep down the rabbit hole. They're gonna more than likely do banishing spells to remove whatever it is that brings you joy. So for example, if you like skateboarding, if you like painting, if you like walking outside at night under the moon, even whatever moon phase its cycle it is, they're going to try to banish anything that makes you feel secure so that you can lose it. For example, if you like walking outside at night under the moon cycles because you know you're protected, they will do conflict spells so that you'll feel unsafe and that you'll attract unsavory characters. Oh, hi, beautiful. Do what you got to do. Thank you for being present. I love you. I hope you have sleep well tonight. I hope you have sweet dreams. They will do like whatever can have you feel unsafe and have you doubt that you are protected. They will do conflict magic. You know, if you like to skateboard, they'll do magic so that you can attract a an accident so you can break your foot. You know, that's what happened to me. That's why I broke my foot on my skateboard. And when I started skateboarding again, after people said to me several times, "Why you skating again? Why you skating again?" You know, they was like, "What the fuck, man? Our magic ain't working." So this is I came up with this. Um, breathe in deeply and out. Oh yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that. I basically do my protection magic is of the utmost purity. Um, so I have a way to put an end to certain things, but I didn't really know what was happening, and I'm starting to see how they was doing it. Thank you for sharing it. So, um, everybody does meditation differently. If this, what I'm about to say, if it relates to you energetically, awesome. But if it doesn't, that's okay. My intention is to banish anyone and anything that keeps my legacy, ancestors, animal companions, plants, and I chained or oppressed to a karmic cycle or karmic situation or karmic individuals that is within ourselves and outside of ourselves forevermore, presently in this moment. Thank you, universe, for teaching me how to set healthy intentions that increase universal balance. I unconditionally love you. I appreciate you for everything that you are, deep at a soul level. I vow to be an example to my legacy, loving like ancestors and animal companions, of treating you as you so deserve, forevermore, presently in this moment. So that's how you can alchemize it. Because if we fight fire with fire, we just gonna have another whole a forest burned down. And we're not trying to burn the forest down, you know? We're preserving and honoring our the forest. And as I have a feeling me talking about the forest is going to have something to do with this banishing spell I'm about to tell you guys about. But if people are afraid to explore the depthness of themselves, and you're very deep and they're afraid to actually delve into their own forest, so they don't want you delving into your own forest, they would try to burn your forest down, and then they'll try to monopolize your land. This is what happened to the indigenous brothers and sisters who were here on this land before. They realized, okay, you're so deep that we want to understand everything that you do because we want to have the type of influence that you have. Not realizing that our indigenous brothers and sisters were just simply one with the universe, right? So they started a lot of wars. And I'm picking up they abuse these moon cycles. You know, there was a lot of manipulation that really took our indigenous brothers and sisters out, which also caused our indigenous brothers and sisters to turn on each other. And this is where they lost their divinity. This is where the few, brothers and sisters of indigenous tribes and cultures that were able to preserve their divinity, it was as if they were at war with, not only with people who they barely knew, but their own kind. So this is where a lot of conflict magic will be targeted at you So anyone who has the same similar skin tone to you, it doesn't matter what your race is. This is where the conflict magnitude will happen most, because what this will do is it will cause confusion. So you will not be able to see who the source of intolerance is that's doing all this chaotic magic. For example, I've been having people do a whole bunch of rituals so that I could get jumped. And they were trying to figure out, why ain't you jumped yet? And because them return to sin just coming back, they like, God damn, man. If let me make sure I play nice with everybody so that I don't get jumped. You know what I'm saying? So the banishing spell that I created, this is to alchemize the banishing spells that has been targeted towards me and my legacy, my love and light ancestors. I've been having people try to banish my ancestors, okay? My future animal companions, my past animal companions. And for every animal, that I have not treated with the most, utmost of love because I didn't know how to love myself, I apologize greatly. And I want you to know, like, real shit, all the karma I got for not loving you the way you deserve, I'm happy I got that shit back. Because honestly, I wouldn't actually understand how to love myself if I had endured a love that was not pure. I didn't know how to love myself, so for a while I used to get animals from codependency um, intentions, and then I would give them away. And I would have people say to me, you don't deserve a pet. And I would be like, no, I'm good with pets. And then, when I finally experienced how I treated my pets with people, you know, it was like, I'm glad I experienced that. Because, like, honestly, I didn't love myself. And I thought having an innocent, beautiful soul around me would fix everything. Only to understand, no, it don't work that way. So I go back to that reference of the forest. If you are very deep and you know how to get to the center of your forest, in and out, you know that the animals in your forest will not hurt you. You know that, the snakes that, crawl on the soft, you know, cool morning dew, when the sun's rising, how your snakes operate, but these people don't, because they don't know how their own snakes operate. Well, they'll try to burn your forest down. Okay? So when you're getting these banishing spells so that your root chakra can be destabilized, here is a love and light banishing spell that will basically cancel out anything that they're doing. All that is not honoring my soul's highest good. My intention is to vanish forevermore. I surrender to the process of release. I willingly choose to embrace the process of release. I honor the process of release. Thank you for the gift of release. This powerful cleansing extends to my legacy, love and light ancestors, our animal companions, plants, and myself forevermore presently in this moment. Thank you, universe, for another chance of rebirth. So the goal is to just basically alchemize everything. If you want to like get really technical, purity is, well, it stems from alchemizing very destructive, chaotic energy. Things start out pure and then it can go left real quick. So if you're a powerful alchemizer, you're going to naturally be able to be like, you know what? This thing started out pure and it was dirtied up so I could walk away from it and not see its value. But the universe is so grateful and appreciates and I mean every creation it has created. The universe says, okay, if you took this pure thing I've created and co-created with those that I love and you made it something ugly, I'm going to send my star seeds to planet Earth, excuse me, hmm to alchemize it. So if you're a star seed, you more than likely experienced a lot of trauma. Okay? And it's because you have the strength and courage and endurance and all the attributes of a warrior to overcome the harshness of this planet. And because you have that in your energetic field, you naturally alchemize stuff. So let's say, you alchemize something to make it beautiful, and then someone goes behind you and copies it because they're envious and jealous of you. Well, the universe is just going to keep co creating with you. So you'll constantly be, alchemizing that negativity into something pure again. And whoever is competing with you is just going to be like, oh shit, how the fuck you keep coming up with all this goddamn shit? They're going to burn themselves out. Okay. So we go to the second one. So when it says set space, I thought it meant like cleanse your space, change your the decor of your house around. I was like, all right. It was talking about binding magic. All right. So this is the next one. Binding is to control or limit the target's power. Tie up someone or something in order to restrict their actions or prevent them from harming themselves or others. And it did say it's not advisable to cast on another, and it said cast on yourself. So the way it was worded, a dark magician would be like, they would basically convince themselves, this target that I'm targeting, if I don't put an end to them, the fear psychosis that I have might materialize if I don't put an end to them. So my fear psychosis doesn't activate. I'm going to basically not only create conflict magic for them, but I'm also going to do binding magic on them to restrict any forward movement. Now, for a lot of you guys, you just been like, you've been flowing through it, and these people have been doing some nasty ass magic on you. They know how you tick. These are the people who are mostly doing binding magic on you. Is people who know you from your past, people who have helped create triggers. Okay, this could even be an ex best friend. This could be an ex lover. This could be 2222, and I said ex lover when I saw 2222. So more than likely, it is a ex-lover, but it could also be a mother figure. It could be a father figure. It could be anyone that saw your full potential before you started walking the path of your full potential. Now, most people are just going to do banishing spells if they barely know you. This is just, competitors are going to do banishing magic on you if they don't really know your triggers and they can't read you. Now, the people who will do both banishing magic and binding magic on you is people that you have history with. And even if you knew someone for 3 days, if their connection with you was life changing and life altering for them, they're going to be like, you know what? I'm gonna make sure this person, is close to me at all costs. All right. So personally, for me, I've had binding magic done so I can stay in and out of court to get my children back. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. I've had binding magic done so I'll constantly be in conflict with someone or something. One second. About the state of my children. And I've been trying to figure out why is it, why is it all like this court case just keeps dragging on and dragging on and dragging and dragging and dragging. And it's somebody who has been doing a whole bunch of binding magic to control me with court cases concerning my children. Now, with that 2222, I'm putting together, it's my daughters, because I got two baby daddies. It's both they fathers doing it. So it's basically not only are they doing banishing magic on me and my family's doing it, they're also doing binding magic on me. You know? Um, However, the most potent magic is going to be the person that you share sexual energy with. Because if they had a zest for controlling you at all, by all means, and any means necessary, they were able, anyone who experienced their sexual energy, if you were molested, things like that, not to trigger anybody, they're going to be the ones more so to be more emotionally attached to you in a very codependent, warped, sociopathic way. So this is where you'll notice in these type of scenarios, whatever conflict they caused you, they're going to be basically throwing stones and hiding their hands and basically adding new stuff to worsen the conflict. Now, if you're, doing your usual cleansings and things like that, you'll just be basically skating through it. And they're going to be like, what the hell? And how the hell is this person getting through it? Because each and every moon cycle, the better you get, the worse the spells get. For some of you guys, you're like, I didn't really notice the spell work was that bad, but I felt the energy and it felt nasty. So I just felt naturally inclined to up my self care. I noticed during January, there was a lot of spell work targeted at me around my birthday. So, something for you guys to be aware of, more than likely around your birthday month is when the spell work is going to be even more venomous. Okay? It's going to be people who you have shared birthdays with, people who you have shared very fond moments with, people who you had milestones with. These are going to be the people more likely to be doing this magic. Okay? And they're going to basically convince themselves, I don't want you to harm yourself. But really, they're just energy harvesting off of you. And when you pull your energy away, they feel that pain and emptiness gnawing at them to the point that a lot of them lost their souls during the energy harvesting off of you. So you're going to notice even parental figures, exes, stuff like that, who are going to try to be real nice to you during the summertime. Okay? Because glow up season is about to be lit summertime. All right? And this is when a lot of communication from family members is going to, they're going to be studying your glow up. But, and this is where, for a lot of you guys, you're going to be experiencing a lot of popularity in the summertime. All right? But your discernment is going to be at the almost high. You're going to be surrounded by high vibrational individuals and things like that. Toxic people will be surrounded by toxic people because building up from the time of winter to summertime, you're going to be learning how to protect your energy without stones. Now, some of you guys may be like, what? Without stones? Get you some high vibrational black stones and meditate with it. And it will tell you its wisdom as you develop a bond with it. So when summertime comes, you won't have to be afraid of some random stranger trying to come up and touch you. Because I'll be honest with you guys, I was thinking I wanted to, not literally, but jokingly, metaphorically, I was thinking I wanted to wear a winter coat in summertime because I, have been noticing with my energy, people will sneakily walk up to me like, yeah, or have a conversation with me and then touch me. This is very disturbing. Okay. So, with the binding magic, how the binding magic works. So this is very important to know. This is very important. Whatever conflict these people cause, like I said, they're gonna just elongate it to the point where you just like, why is the same reoccurring issue taking place? When you can pinpoint the issue that's taking place, this returns it to sender. So for me, because I'm actively, acknowledging where the conflict magic originated, the banishing magic. The banishing magic that was done for me was so I could be, not have access to my children, who was like one of the few healthy relationships I had, right? And then the binding magic was after all of, the successful conflict spells work to keep me in a consistent loop of this. You know, I have two baby fathers and things like that. So this says that the conflict magic was successful. And there was a lot of, creative ways to spice up this thing. Okay. So based off of the trauma bond that was formed for me losing my kids, they were able to, add on some really cool ass shit, you know, to keep this cycle going. And as I stated, they, told themselves, we want to make sure this person doesn't harm themselves. But really, when you take care, if you are a Hayoka, you a shaman like me, you a star seed, your energy is very rare and potent. When I take my energy from people, they go lose their fucking mind. So they're not able to keep the mask up like they want to after I take my energy from them. So they know that they'll either harm somebody else or harm themselves. And if they're gonna harm somebody else, they want to do it passively aggressively, or if it's aggressive, they want to do it in the dark. So, but also they're more afraid of hurting themselves. So they do a whole lot of bonding magic, all right, on me. Not no more though, because after you are able to articulate out loud, the universe, okay, is going to help you co-create because you're willing to accept what's been going on in the background. Now I wrote out this positive affirmation to counteract binding magic, okay? My intention of this binding magic is to restrict and prevent toxic behaviors and actions within myself and outside of myself, as well as the toxic behaviors and actions of sources of intolerances, targeting my legacy, ancestors, animal companions, plants, and my life, where their actions are not founded on unconditional love and are going against our free will forevermore in this moment. I ask for a deep cleansing to occur in all parties involved at a soul level. This binding spell holds each and every one and thing of us accountable at all times. The goal is to alchemize our toxic behaviors into rebirth and creations that help balance the universal scale. This magic of integrity, justice, and honor extends to my legacy, love and light ancestors, animal companions, plants, and myself, forevermore, presently in this moment. Thank you, universe, for redemption. Now, I want to go back to, it was something I was thinking. I feel like I'm about to come upon it again because I was reading it. But it has something to, this also, basically what I'm picking up is these, and something you guys will notice, there's not a lot of material involved in setting evil intentions for somebody. And this is because long term, 3333. Oh, come on, something. The dark magician loses money for this. Now, they don't care if they're experiencing severe poverty, they will continue to do this dark acts of magic or dark acts of magic because they're losing money. So basically, what really empowers this energy is the trauma bond and they have with you and the deep intensity of self hatred that they have. And if they have trauma bonded to you, then externalizing and projecting the energy towards you, and if you're not healing from it, allows this stuff to take place. And here's how you know you're not healing because you're not able to feel the emotions. You're not able to express your emotions. So you want to be very patient with yourself, okay? Now we're going to go to meditation. Now, when I saw meditation and it said, I'm thinking new moon ritual and shit, right? It said something about a freezer spell to silence someone and put target's name in a freezer. So I said, what the hell do a freezer and a silence spell and shut up spell to do with meditation? So this is after, the person that's being blinded, for a really long time starts to receive signals from the universe that there's something going on. Like you guys, I had my ex doing spells so I can get sex trafficked. I had a whole bunch. It was like one thing after another, one thing after another. I was meeting nothing but dark magicians who was basically trying to fuck my whole life up. And, this is just really a representation of what this person is capable of. So, what this tells me is that my oldest daughter's father, he will sex traffic somebody right now. And that he probably, more, yes, he has links to the sex trafficking industry because think about it. If someone is putting out heinous shit towards you, it's not because they're that creative or they're just like, yeah, I can think of anything. Oh, that felt so bad part. I can just think of anything evil and do it. It's because they're willing to do it. That sense of survival is like, I gotta get mine by any means necessary. So this lets me know that my ex, William Oscar Green Jr., has ties to the sex trafficking ring. Yes, okay. So, yes, whatever it is you experience, this is how closely connected the person doing, doing these magical dark practices towards you is deeply connected to it. If somebody doesn't want you to be able to have children, they're not going to be able to have children, or they probably can't have kids, or they're going to lose the ability to have kids. Okay, if someone goes above and beyond to get you to be homeless, 9 times out of 10 they're going to be homeless, and you're going to be the one that they come to asking for help. Miss Smith is more than likely she's homeless right now. Yes, you know, I, kicked somebody out while she was pregnant, and I got that karma back. Thank you, universe, for teaching me a lesson. You know what I'm saying? So what that says is, what comes around goes around. So what I learned from that was to be honest with myself and realize I ain't perfect. And if I'm willing to dish it out, I better be able to get some tough skin to get through this shit and be honest with myself about some shit. You know what I mean? So any kind of spell work that someone is sending your way that you're experiencing, think about the spiritual warfare you have experienced. What is something that normally naturally happens for you? I know for me, I end up meeting a lot of bisexual feminines, toxic feminines at that, who start turning gay, and then because I deny their um, advances, they really try to become quite abusive with me and try to fucking rape me. Then I've met toxic masculine energy who's in a toxic feminine energy where they just want to possess me with magic. You know, um, a lot of sociopathic narcissistic tendencies. So what this tells me is this is the actual energy of the people doing the magic. Now, a lot of us have been convinced that these people are just highly, um, creative. No, their energy, their imprint is in the magic. So how this works, and I'm putting this together. Let's say you're still trauma bonded to someone, right? And you're trauma bonded to them, and you're healing, but there's aspects that you haven't healed. So the people's magic is wearing off, but it's still sending people your way. So if that person, hate and angst is so deep, and you've healed a good chunk of it, or you've healed a little bit of it, the more you heal, the more the person's anger and hate for you increases as it increases for themselves. they're gonna put a lot more intensity into the magic so you can give into it. So whoever is in your vicinity that is on that low vibrational wavelength that they're on is gonna pick up your energy sense. And this is where you'll notice, because I went to jail for getting in the fight. The roommate I had, she was snorting white pills in the bathroom. This shows me that not only do the people doing this magic have addiction, it's the shit go deep. That if they were that angry to fight, that means 40-40. I'm on to something. Their addiction is going out of control. Okay, so a lot of times these people might be hounds and stuff and allowing dark entities to use them. So whatever it is they're experiencing, they're gonna project onto you, and whoever is in like a low vibration like them is going to the magic is gonna be susceptible to who's closest to you, and that's why you're gonna be spirit is encouraging you to keep going because the only reason the magic the the conflict spells get worse is because the person's addiction is spiraling out of control. And if you have an addiction that you don't want anyone to know about, aka my mother, like you really get on some shit where you just like it is difficult for you to maintain control. And so the only time these people feel they have control with these huge addictions to feeding off your energy is if they can abuse you and exploit you. And because they don't have access to you, this is where um, they get more vicious. This is where their true intentions come out in full motherfucking detail. You know what I'm saying? So basically, whatever it is these people are capable of due to not healing their own trauma, they project onto you, and then they will act like, I wouldn't do that. That person's crazy. But really, they're projecting onto you how much they hate themselves. Now, the thing is, it's funny. They won't put themselves in these circumstances and situations, but they will subjected onto you. Now, as you continue to heal, definitely thank your ancestors because your ancestors have been working diligently to make sure you're safe as you uncover secrets of what's going on in the background. Okay? Your ancestors want to let you know they're proud of you for not giving in. And they want you to be real gentle with yourself because a lot of people had the upper advantage knowing what they was doing and dumbing you down. And when you started, becoming aware, a lot of you were gaslighted. A lot of you were pushed to the brink of suicide. And then when you came out on top, these people, like I said, in the summertime, they're gonna be like, I know I have fucked up, but they look good. But some of you guys, and I know for me, I'm picking up on my nasty ass mama with no Miss Rita Keys, Miss Rita Whitley. She nasty as hell. She'll fuck her own daughter. Um, she don't have no self discipline. This is how bad her addictions are. She don't give a flying fuck if I said leave me the fuck alone, you sociopathic bitch. She will make up a new page. She'll get a whole new makeover. She'll start practicing in front of the fuck. This is how sociopathic my mother is. She'll start looking in front of the mirror, acting like she's someone else, you know. Um, and basically in her mind, she'll be like, this will get the person back. But in her mind, her imagination is so vivid. She has told herself, this is what is going to make me feel better instead of self-soothing herself. Okay? So when you start understanding what is going on, you're going to have a lot of gaslighting uh, coming your way, as well as silence spells. So they're not just going to accompany silent spells by itself. They're going to be doing gaslighting too. Now, remember I said the energy signature of these people is going to activate something within these people and trigger within these people if it's in your vicinity while you're still releasing trauma bonds. You'll have people try to do shut up spells on you and crazy making spells, okay? That's why it's important for you to acknowledge that after you have endured a lot of narcissistic abuse, you feel fucking broken. And even though you know you're not broken, it's simply, I just have to trust that I'm going to get through this situation. Even if in this moment I feel beat down, I'm going to rest and trust that the universe has something is working on my behalf. And because you're willing to surrender in that moment and put your health first, 50, no, 45, 54. Uh-huh. The universe will mirror to you because you care about your health enough to stop being defensive in this situation. Even though it's hard and you feel scared, I'm going to bless you with rest in an unexpected way. You just have to continue releasing to me. We're co-creating together. When you release dire control and fear that your life is in danger, it's easy for me to work miracles for you because the blockage when we feel we're not safe, we're not protected, we feel we're alone. This is the goal of the fear psychosis so that we can feel abandoned. All right, it is important to know. However, when you start to let people call you crazy making. Think about our civil rights leaders. They were had water hoses at high speed. I mean high speed that could, definitely cause some kind of dysfunction in the body. A lot of us are wounded warriors, and we don't look like what we've been through. We don't look like what our bodies feel like as it's healing. You know, so there's going to be parts of your body that's healing now after all that trauma you experienced. That means the trauma bond is going back to the sender. And this is why these um these rituals I'm telling you about don't involve much because a lot of dark magicians, 47, 47, they attract poverty. So they had to find ways to alchemize their own energy of pure self hatred into making these spells work. This is why they have to trauma bond themselves to people, okay? Now, the freezing spells and the silence someone, as I stated, is when you start recognizing the truth. This is a stage of sociopathicness where they're starting to realize, you know, how potent your energy is. But they don't want you to know that they know how special you are. And for a long time, and I heard the word pedophile, a lot of pedophiles target children. They target single mothers with children because the average single mother has been through hell and back. But this is the century where single mothers who have dealt with narcissistic abuse, extreme narcissistic abuse, are healing their children, and attracting the love of a lifetime. And this moon cycle in Aquarius is where a lot of dark magicians are going to fuck up because when they're trying to do binding magic with the energy of Aquarius, the energy of Aquarius is like, no, bitch, I'm all about freedom. So this is where a lot of these people are going to start to appear very unhinged. Okay. Now I wrote a positive affirmation spell to counteract freezer spells, silent spells. This is gonna be very potent when you're releasing that energy, and these people are starting to realize they can't control you how they did. And the only reason they was able to keep that control was because they had some sort of grip on you. And the more you release that grip, the more the nastier the magic gets. But don't take it personal, because as you continue to heal through it and just, surrender with the universe and put your health first, you are going to attract protection. For example, for me, when I was staying in the shelter and I had a whole bunch of aggressive females who wanted to fuck me worse than the men come in, it shit was like blowing my fucking mind. And they would be real nasty to me to express this. I had to realize this came from quite a few people that I cut a Virgo for one, that I cut ties off with. Because she picked up on certain things about me, she really zeroed in on that, okay? And there was times where my body inside was shaking, and I was like, my energy was just real. Like, you ever seen gray matter and it's been electrified and it's just moving all over the place, hazardous and chaotic? That's what my energy felt like, because it constantly felt like someone was basically trying to tear apart every little bitty thing about me. So I was attracting these females who would go above and beyond to call me crazy, who would be lusting after me on a very, like, some real nasty ass shit. They was worse than the fucking males. Like, don't know how to put that shit together. And while my energy was like this, on the outside I stayed calm, because I realized if I showed how I felt on the inside, they would alchemize that in a very toxic way. So this will counteract a freezer spell. The intention of this freezer spell is to silence all negative communication distorted by the interference of negative entities forevermore. Only truth, honor, and justice will be received from this moment on, forevermore, presently in this moment, by all parties involved, in the balancing of the universal scales. And that which is deceit and manipulation is now rejected forevermore, presently in this moment. Thank you, universe, for sound judgment. We love and adore you. And the reason we're counteracting everything that's being put out is because this moon in Aquarius is really powerful. Aquarius is all about freedom. So they have a dark magician doing binding magic, silence magic. To have a dark magician, yeah, like you, nobody cares about you. Literally, no one cares about you. But thank you for your support. Thank you for more access to the dark web, darling. And anyone that's doing banishing magic on you during this era of the Aquarius, with the Aquarius energy, is really going to experience a lot of Uranus energy. Now, Aquarius is ruled not only by Uranus and Saturn, but that Saturn and Uranus create a very stabilized chaos, okay? The stabilized chaos, if you are on the good side of Dharma and karma, you will experience bliss. You will experience freedom beyond your wildest dreams, okay? However, if you are on the side of it, dishing out shitty karma, when you get that karma back with Uranus, it's going to come in a very interesting way that you will not be able to basically pinpoint it. Like, it's the type of energy where you'll consistently be looking for the source of it, and you will. It's like Alice in Wonderland, wandering from one galaxy to another. Like how they say going down the fucking rabbit hole, it goes much deeper than just going down the rabbit hole. You know, you walking through the mirror is like walking into another mirror, walking into another mirror, walking into another mirror, walking into another mirror, and you're never able to find the beginning mirror. And for anyone who's dished out any negative energy, any fear energy, um, like R, reverse R, HA, uh, CA. Yeah, you put out a lot of fear energy, darling. CAMON backwards N, whatever that is. Don't nobody need to know your name. Bomb red. You put out so much fear energy that this Uranus and Saturn energy is gonna knock you on your ass even more, darling. You gonna really regret just not leaving people alone. Reveal all your secrets during your sleep. Yeah, your secret's about to be revealed during your sleep. So be mindful of who you sleeping next to, baby. Cause this person about to use it against you, boo boo. I reject your crusty ass relationship goals. Okay, so you one of them people trying to manifest me against my free will. Predator instincts. I know you got predator instincts and you think you're smart because you're not hacking and stuff. No. Yeah, you like to target divine creators. And you know what's interesting with the energy of Aquarius, when you tell the truth about people, they get their instant karma, baby. Lunar empowerment in reverse. All the stuff you putting out is about to what? Uranus about to step in and have you looking for the very mirror that you walked through in the first one. Powerful bite. Whatever power you had is about to lose, baby. So get ready. Because every time you motherfucking sleep, your secrets will come out. And you going to piss somebody off so bad that they are going to what? Betray your motherfucking ass. So come on. Keep coming up. Keep sharing the fear magic. I want you to keep doing it, baby. Because let me tell you something. When that Uranus hit that ass, you ain't gonna never find home. All right? Only the pure hearted people can find their way home when Uranus come and hit that motherfucking ass. And then when you got Father Saturn, ooh, child, you got Father Saturn bearing down on that ass. Anybody who's been doing fear magic is what? This month, do not be afraid of them. They about to be hit on that ass. Like, you gonna notice a lot of people this month, they gonna be like definitely stunting on social media to hide basically what they going through. Because the people that they've been gang stalking people with is turning on them, and the people that they was gang stalking is like, what? How the fuck you look like that? So now it's like this competition because they really that psychosis and that they sociopathic behavior is like I gotta compete with such and such shit. They look good. Why is my spell working? Then when that don't work, after they did the silent spells and the crazy making shit, and they see that they can't compete with you, this is where emotional manipulation and honey jars come in. That's why I said motherfucking honey pots, bitch. All right. So on this site, the fourth step was cleanse. Okay. So it told me about honey jars. Sweeten or mellow someone's attitude towards you, specific person and situation. It said put a representation of a target placed in a jar and honey added on top. Excuse, I got fart. I feel good. I feel good. And so this is where after all the competition don't work, and the you getting through the real rough parts of spiritual warfare, and people addictions is growing out the ass. At this point in time, winter is stripping away any sense of false sense of reality. So addictions are growing by the numbers. So if you have a court motherfucking case, wink, wink, I'm about to give you a tip. Wait to follow up in the summertime. Summertime. This is when your money ain't gonna be funny, honey, because these people been fucking with your money. If you've been trying to figure out what roadblocks, it's because they've been, you didn't know how to counteract the spells and shit, right? Not only is your money gonna be no longer 59.59, bitch, that's okay, okay. Not only is your money not gonna be funny, you gonna be fine and fly as hell and influential and powerful as shit with healthy ass boundaries. So if it's time to get your kids, do it in the motherfucking summertime. If someone stole something from you, summertime. And the whole time, these people gonna be falling apart. They're gonna be putting together whatever clothes that they copied of you. They're gonna be trying to keep they're gonna be trying to uh keep up the image that I still got energy, but they're gonna be burnt the fuck out by this time in summertime because they're losing that false sense of security. The fact they won't be able to get supply even from their own children. Yes, honey. These addictions gonna spiral out of control. Some people ain't even gonna show up to court if you got a court case. You know what I'm saying? All right. So and because they sense, you know, when you're not able to overcome an addiction, you feel a sense of dread. Okay, and this is where in these moments you're supposed to ground yourself. But because these people have used your energy source for lifetimes, they feel entitled to your energy. And because you have completely took your energy away, this is why they going ham on your ass. Or they thought they was. Or they was then, but they ain't doing it no more now. This moon in Aquarius with that Uranus and Saturn energy about to knock a whole bunch of people off like out, out the motherfucking gate. And this is where addictions for people who do not have pure intentions is about to what? Anti up. All right. So you gonna see some people trying to act like they love and light, but really they just fiending for the next motherfucking high. Okay. Now here's where, so I know for me, not only have I had people consistently doing complex spells and things like that, I've been having my exes do a whole lot of honey jar magic on me and shit. They've been trying to also do it on the court cases that they started. See, they had this court case thing drag on so much to the point that they was like, shit, I'm feeding off of your grief and pain. But when I started releasing this shit back, they was like, I'm running out of resources. I ain't got no support here. You know what I mean? So I need a break. God help me. Help me. I need a break. I don't know what to do. Help me, guys. Because I need this court case to end. My exes and my family are regretting taking my children from me because now they like, after this court case comes out, we might have to go to jail. So now we want to make sure we get in good, you know, and because we can't naturally just walk up to Spain anymore, let us do some honey jar spells. All right. So you'll be able to know who this is by somebody who by somebody who has a lot of honey in their house, okay? Now you one would be like, people just naturally have honey in their house, right? Well, yeah, but this person has honey, ritualized honey, so that they can keep a eye on you and see their progress. All right. You see what we saying here? So to counteract that, I wrote the following. Because the goal is to counteract everything they're doing. Now, I have did spell work to basically, be on people's level, and I'll be wondering, why am I suffering? Because I'm not feeling good sending this energy out. I have to release this resentment because if I don't release this resentment, I'm gonna be tethered to a motherfucker that I don't care about and miss out on the love of a lifetime and being able to be with my kids. And this new beginning I have is a promise of something beautiful. And it don't matter what intentions these people put out. My intention is going to overpower their intentions. You have to believe that my pure intentions are overpowering anybody's impure intentions, okay? My pure intentions are overpowering all impure intentions, okay? You have to believe this. My pure intentions are overpowering. Now I'm writing this down too. All impure intentions at all times, forevermore, presently in this moment. Now, sometimes you ain't gonna see the result, but faith is gonna be built in this moment. You know, you gonna have to believe that. I may not see the proof in the pudding yet, but you know what? I have faith to believe that this struggle is temporary. That's why I'm saying, like, the people who went above and beyond to destabilize me by taking my kids, they are in high regret because they're losing a lot of finances, they're losing support. People looking at them like they're crazy. People like, you saying this and that about Spain, but I went on her social media and it's a whole nother different, energy. And so these people are trying to act like me so they can seem like, well, she took her personality from us. And these people literally saying, no, you didn't act like that. You ain't been acting like this is new you. And now they're trying to figure out how do we end this situation without, losing our reputation. How do we get our reputation back? Most of the time, if somebody's doing a honey jar spell, it's only so that they can what? Reinstate old reputations. Okay? Yeah. I'm writing this shit down as I go. That's most of the time because love manifestation is completely different from honey jar magic. If you're trying to sweeten or mellow someone's attitude towards you, this is going against their free will. If you and someone do not, see eye to eye, there's nothing wrong with that. You're just simply being asked to what? Let it go. So here's what I wrote to counteract that. My legacy, love and light ancestors, animal companions, plants, and I. Wait. Yeah. Plants and myself are immune to all honey jar spells and light rituals that go against our free will where imbalance is actively present, forevermore presently in this moment. My legacy, love and light ancestors, animals, companions, plants, and myself willingly choose to honorably and integrity commit ourselves to trusting the co-creation process of the universe and ourselves. Instead of doing actions that threaten the universe's stability, I pledge to commit to setting the example of this forevermore, presently in this moment. Thank you, universe. So a lot of karmic behavior is due to a addiction to pain. You know, you gotta. I'll be honest with you guys. Um, Pain and pleasure can be the same in one, but when the pain becomes too much or pleasure becomes too much, it's just very toxic. You know what I mean? So this is where these cycles are really, if you, okay, I'm trying to time, okay, so you're noticing that, you're like, okay, I'm at a place in life where I feel like I'm healing in all aspects, but I don't actually understand, how it's happening. I feel like I'm energetically healing. I feel like I'm emotionally healing. Your body, your physical body is healing because the energy that was sent to you for long periods of time that you were unaware of really took a toll on your health. So if you're noticing you're doing less and manifesting easily, get used to this because this is the universe's way of saying if you work in a very toxic manner, it's going to go against your physical body healing. You're going to experience adverse side effects. I know for me, I'm learning how to slow down and rest more. I'm learning how to just pamper myself. I'm learning how to not give a damn what people think or how they feel if they're not responsible for their own emotions and things like that. And this is very important for me to maintain my emotional balance, my root chakra, because I know, a false sense of obligation to people get me off balance. Not only will those people come, those people will try to hide me from other people, but the people that they're connected to will try to hide me from other people. And it'll just be a whole organization or clan or coven of people basically trying to feed off of me, willing to hurt each other just to have my energy. But at the end of it all, there'll be that one ringleader who's like, wait, 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 she's the enemy. She turned us against each other. The whole time, they're the main ones feeding off of me, and I'm being game stopped. You see how this shit works? And then when everybody's getting bad karma, instead of looking at the person that seems to be, the peacemaker, but is really the one, fucking shit up behind the scenes, everybody be looking at you and gang stalking you. This is part of this like fucking abuse of moon ritual magic. Um, so then we go to manifest, right? You see five, well, the fifth step was manifest. So I started, it said feeling safe and protected is a valuable gift, which is aka cloaking. This is basically some dark ass magician's motherfucking cloaking, all right? And then it says something about healing, shamans and healers. So this shows that energy harvesting rituals are evolving so much darker and sinister and insidiously. And then it also says something about remedies with food, beverages, cleanses, etc. So some of your children are being bathed by dark magicians who is putting nasty intentions into the water. They're putting nasty intentions into your children's food, into your children's beverages, things like that. That's happened to you guys as a child. Like this is the type of insidious magic where you can be giving someone a bath and wishing ill will on them if they choose to leave you, and you'll take the necessary actions to make them feel indebted towards you. This is like sound like a parent who would just sit there and watch the child just struggle and understand they're the purpose and reason for this child experiencing, extreme, excessive difficulties and hardships at an early age. And it's because the child naturally just wanted to explore the world, but because they had a codependent parent, the parent wished ill will on them. So the child would just run back to them always as the safe space, the safe place, you know? And this is where a lot of these childhood, or these curses start. Not only are a lot of shamans and healers dealing with generational curses, it's the parental figure that put them under a curse as well. All right? So here's what I wrote to combat that. My legacy, love and light ancestors, animal companions, plants, and myself instantly alchemized into the highest vibration possible. All energy harvesting techniques used in any and all ritualistic practices of all time and space, forevermore, presently in this moment. Although to the intense energy harvest off of my legacy, loving like ancestors, animal companions, and plants, and myself, who are cloaking can no longer cloak, forevermore. They lose their ability to cloak their hidden evil actions, and their evil intentions are exposed supernaturally in a very public way, presently in this moment. All past life and present energy harvesting that has been targeted at my legacy, love and light ancestors, animal companions, and plants and myself is now being alchemized to return to sender all correct energy in the state of the initial energy exchange, presently in this moment. It is each individual's individual responsibility to alchemize the energy on their own in their own unique way, forevermore, presently in this moment. Spiritual dumping is now outlawed in all lands and galaxies, forevermore, presently in this moment. Somebody's like, what the fuck? And my phone just fell. um, all energy harvesting contracts targeted toward my legacy, love and light ancestors, animal companions, plants, and myself are now null and void. And we willingly choose to release all resentment, fear, shame, and guilt related to these unequal energy exchanges forevermore, presently in this moment. In this moment, gratitude for these character building experiences is converting into unshakable willpower, faith, wisdom, psychic abilities, and courage to debunk every illusion that attempts to disrupt our peace in as graceful and divine a manner as possible. Thank you, awe-inspiring universe, for this moment of healing. Okay? So, with this revelation on how things, you know, can be, it's all about like alchemizing. Well, it's not all about it, but alchemizing the energy. And if they try to tamper with it and make it something it's not, well, purify it again. The goal is to be the purifier. If someone knows that it's going to take, you know, two attempts for you to get something, they're more than likely going to make that very first attempt to get it back very difficult. And then the second attempt, they're going to make it even extremely more difficult. Okay? The third attempt, you might be like, I don't really think I'm going to get it, but I'm going to try anyway. And this is when you keep trying and you get blessed with what exactly you thought you would not get due to someone trying to play God in your life and create these very disastrous moments because they have no control over their own life. I feel like if you're listening to this in this moment, if you got to this point, you feel very empowered. You feel like the king, the queen of your own life, of your own domain, and you're not giving up on what it is you truly care about at a soul deep level. And this is beautiful. Okay? I feel like there's a lot of smart, evil people who wish that they could be you. And so they have tried to dominate you with their level of intelligence in the esoteric, in the technology field, and things like that. But where they do not have a strong standing is socially because they do not have good, healthy boundaries. They don't exactly know how to communicate how they truly feel. There's a huge sense of authenticity around them. That is why these people more than likely targeted you because they felt they could cloak in your energy, you know, by giving into grief and things like that. They were able to tap into an energy source deep within you of purity and basically abuse and exploit this energy. And now that you're starting to realize the truth about this whole thing, it's like at the end of the day, it happened. I learned a lot. I'm still alive. And that means if I had that much energy stolen from me, then that means, you know, I'm going to live a long life because the average person probably would have died with as much energy that was harvested off of you. Okay? Um, The average person would have gone that shit bananas and not been able to recover from it. And there's nothing wrong with losing your shit, but you have to be able to get yourself back, back up on the thing. Can't expect nobody else to do it, baby. Only you can do it. You know what I'm saying? That means that you have a beautiful long life ahead of you. Think about it. All the shit you done been through, and one would be like, I'm tired. I just want to give up and give in. And it was given to the peer pressure of the outside world. But I'm picking up about you, beautiful, lovely soul. You realize if I don't been through hell and back, and I'm still choosing, willingly choosing to smile about something, willingly choosing to make the best out of nothing, I got a huge purpose, and I'm going to honor it. So there's no reason to have, resentment towards those who hurt you. They just really shorten their lifespan. Like one way to really think about it, with as much trauma as you've experienced, there was a lot cut out of your toxic record, right? So when you start, a lot of positive, upbeat things, when you start healing and experiencing extreme spiritual warfare, it's because these people have been experiencing, a very small version, a very, not even that, they experience joy from being able to say, we have a hand to play at the fact that you were subjected to a lot of trauma and because you were denied a lot of opportunities and we're responsible for it, but we do not have the accountability and integrity and honor that you have to honor justice. So we're going to do everything we can to prevent justice from taking place by any means necessary, even if that means hurting you or your loved ones. Now, and they want you to be in this energy where you're like, I hate you, why me, pity this and that. And this is the energy they feed off of because they realize I may not be able to live the life that, the person I'm targeting is able to live, but I feel happier because they won't be able to live it. This is where they forgot that they not God. And then we come to the close, the sixth aspect of it. It says invite good luck spells. So not only was a lot of them doing a whole lot of focus magic, they was doing good luck spells to open doors for them. So they were basically doing a whole bunch of fuck shit in the background and things like that. Then they was asking for good luck because the reason they want new doors open so they could just advance further than you. They wanted to be like, well, I told you that such and such is unstable, and I told you that they do not have the best intentions, and it would be a disgrace to, you know, endanger anyone around them. So I feel like a lot of people went above and beyond to isolate you guys, really talk down on you guys. They even sent people your way to see what you're doing, how you're doing it. But they can't figure out why it is they're losing opportunities and you're getting opportunity after opportunity. The same opportunities that are exploiting them are looking to exploit you, but your energy speaks ways and they know not to exploit you. So this is where the exploitation goes back to the person who sent, like, who they sent to these people your way to game stop you. Because they're looking at it like, bruh, I'm getting hella fucking karma for your actions. Mind you, they willingly chose to do this. So you have a whole bunch of unaccountable people around each other just screwing each other over because they can't get access to you. But they're still watching you. And the better you do, this is what really the kicker is. The better you do, the worse they treat each other. Do you have any children in these situations? Your children are protected. Divinely, God ain't protected. But these karmic individuals are, the more they see you doing better, the worse they treat each other. They're even starting to do magic on each other right now. So imagine if you low vibrational and somebody else low vibrational, and it's just a whole bunch of witch wars where it's just like, you should never have told me to go harm such and such. You said the plan will work, blase, blase. Um, you'll have somebody doing anti-beauty spells on somebody else, have somebody doing lose money spells. And it's just like a whole bunch of people just fighting each other and they just looking ragged and worn out and they don't realize that the first form of wealth is health and this is what they are not taking care of, okay? So while these people are doing these spells, their health is going down the drain. Everything that they send out to you is going back to them. So it's like their life is like a war zone of warped reality, and they're trying to act as if everything's okay. They're trying to act like the psychosis that they created within you that got sent back to them is not taking place. No, that shit taking place to the point that the reason they stop your social media is so they can feel a sense of reprieve. But I'm starting to pick up that for some of you guys, you putting your energy is just so truthful. However it is, your energy is just so truthful and so revealing that they don't even feel a sense of comfort with you. So don't a lot of them have made like train themselves to go look at their social media because they feel empty. They feel really empty. Not even going to your social media is fulfilling for them anymore. And so this is why 2022, I know in the apartment I'm in, it sounds like somebody shot themselves. Uh-huh. You're gonna have a lot of people, the more they see you do better, the grief gets worse, the karma's cleaning out. They're gonna be trying to escape their karma. They're gonna be trying to escape dealing with these toxic people that they've done toxic things with. And because there's a lot of lack of accountability and there's no access to you, the abuse is going to worsen on them with each other. They're going to explore deeper depths of how abusive they can be to each other because it's like, they realize, I remember we was teaming up against such and such. You did that. And because I don't trust your ass, I know you'll do it to me. I'm about to do worse than to you. And this attitude is just going back and forth between everybody. And this is why you might hear about, some murder cases taking place. So these karmics are going to be killing each other or they're going to try to kill themselves so they don't get killed by other karmics. Okay? And then also during this stage, but this is breaking down. This ain't taking place no more. They do spells to remove their fear by transferring their fear to you. This is where we have fear psychosis come up through the trauma bond. This is where you'll have people like candles and chant their name and they'll talk about all the shit they want to happen to you and they'll summon entities to be like, oh yeah, so can you create this reality for them? And it got to the point where the entities don't even want to come to them. They're like, nigga, every time you send me that way, it don't ever turn out right. So now the entity, like right when they in the middle of, like, so can you do such and such to somebody? The entity start attacking their asses. So now you have the same entities that they summon over and over and over and over for countless moon cycles. Okay, for some it's more than 25, right? Um, they're getting attacked by the same entities, and these entities are like, I'm not letting off your ass until I feel a sense of justice is taking place. And these entities have a warped sense of what justice is. Now, a love and light person, this is why a lot of evil-hearted people like to prey on pure-hearted people. They think because we like to walk away from conflict, we push it. No, we just know the importance of our health, bitch. Now, when they get that karma back from somebody just like them, the sense of jealousy in a warped sociopathic person is, If I'm going down, you're going down with me, bitch. So just how they try to sabotage you, they're about to experience this sabotage to the point where they gonna be looking at you doing better and better, and right when they slip up in these emotions of grief and they can't move past it, they gonna be like, "What? How did that happen?" Because I feel this happens to you guys a lot. You guys will be so worn down by conflict in the past. I'm picking up um, wounded warrior energy, and you guys will just be like, "Shit, man, I need a break." And all of a sudden, these bitches will come out with some more new shit. You know what I mean? You like, damn. Why we fussing? Are you like? I used to clean the house every 3 days. When I was with my oldest daughter's father, and every 3 days the argument would start. And I'm starting to pick up. This was the schedule he had to go meet with his karmic lover, you know. And there's where me and him would have makeup sex, and he would go share my energy with people, and I would be feeling way down and extra insecure, and I wouldn't understand where all this is coming from. I was just like, what in the hell? And I was just, and he was amazed at how the hell this bitch still going. This is why he tried to kill me, He tried to kill me, and he wanted my daughter to be like, your mother left. Even the family that helped him take my child, they don't know he did this, but because they helped him get my child taken from me, everybody tied in together. Can't nobody break away. Motherfuckers don't bond this for life. You understand? You see? There's a price to motherfucking magic, bitch. As long as you ain't doing magic, you know that shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, these people become highly restless. So they're willing to win by any unfair means necessary. Okay. All right. Now, when the trauma bond is still active and they, are sending you the fear, this basically has them become reckless because they like, shit, everybody thinks such and such crazy, but they don't know what I'm doing. So I'm about to, get real wild and crazy. I'm about to go party a little bit extra. I'm about to go do this. I'm about to go do that. I'm about to go do this. I'm about to go do that. Not realizing that all these moves they making is being calculated and clocked by the same people that they're sending to gain stock fees. Because these people are like, how the hell you think you became the leader all of a sudden? And we doing most of the work. Why these people over here thinking that you don't deserve what you deserve, they thinking the same thing about the person who's in charge of certain areas of spiritual warfare in your life. These people get so reckless because they can sense the energy. Like their energy is so potently negative that when they put these intentions out, they can sense the energy flowing. They can sense it leaving or staying with them. They're so aware of their energy, and they're so aware of focusing on your energy and upsetting your balance that they get hella fucking reckless, especially when they do fear psychosis, okay? And as each day passes, their fear psychosis actually increases. This is why you may notice that you may have or have had a lot of intrusive thoughts that were just like, what the fuck? They gonna make it die. Why would I think some shit like that, I used to have this fear that someone was constantly trying to do to my daughter is what happened to me, molestation. Only to realize somebody was sending me fear psychosis out the ass on a fucking daily basis. And they felt better when they sent it to me. They didn't realize. So what happens when you create fear psychosis and send it through the trauma bond to the target? Your fear psychosis actually increases. Like literally. Now, when the trauma bond is broken, the person who created the trauma bond is trapped with the trauma bond. Okay, so if you have children, just know your children are protected, and they looking at whoever is trying to put a trauma bond in them. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm picking up on somebody who's just constantly trying to be around your child, you know, and very secretive, and they're trying to act like I'm just really good with children, and your children are like, no, 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 no. You are fucking annoying. Leave me alone. But because your children are small and innocent and pure, and they're surrounded by other karmas, the children are just like people looking at it like, okay, we're glad you're really good with kids, but they like seem like you doing most of the, you like kids more than you than the kids like you. So I'm seeing somebody who's trying to plant seeds of, hey, can you how you doing? I bought you something. Fucking molesting, fucking pedophile. Your child saved though. This person, whoever's been doing it, is fucking paranoid. You know? And so this person I'm picking up and don't it's like really just in a place where they like when they're around other people, they don't get along with people their own age. Okay? But when they're around your child or a child who's pure and innocent and from your seed, they're like, it's like a fiend. And your children are so protected. These people are trying to figure out what the hell is going on. These people are to end up in a psych ward. Okay? All right? And if they took anything of yours, they consecrate it as a lucky amulet. All right? As you pull your energy away from it, their energy feels all up in this bitch. Okay? My ex took an amethyst I gave to my daughter because I felt she wasn't safe. So I put an amethyst in her bag. And he was using this to send a whole bunch of shit my way. At the time I didn't understand what the hell was going on. Now because all my energy's back, his energy in that bit, and because it's an amethyst, he's like, it's supposed to spiritually protect me, and she's spiritually protected, so I'm spiritually protected. Stop telling me you about to throw this amethyst away real soon, because it's pretty, you know, and it's real pretty. He been holding on to this thing for about damn near a year plus some change, bitch. But I'm picking up on the energy, like his energy all up in there, bitch. So he attracting every evil entity that you can fucking name. And because he's an amethyst, he thinking, shit, I should be feeling much safer. No, bitch, your energy in it. So basically, to conclude this, you guys, I hope that you guys understand this Aquarius energy is about to take over, like in a way where it can really help people realize how they stand in the way of their own freedom, what they need to do. You know what I mean? And this is definitely going to be a time where you're going to start to realize I can protect myself by counteracting their impurities with purity. All right? Because Aquarius energy is really naturally pure, but a lot of times the Aquarius experiences so much darkness that the Aquarius has to convert that darkness into light. Okay? So this is why during this particular moment in time, don't feel like, I did some other type rituals to protect my loved ones that I back in the day, and I hope I'm not giving you bad karma. It was needed in that moment when you did that. But this Aquarius energy, because Aquarius energy is really, innocent, naive until they experience a lot of death and rebirth and things like that. The best way to protect your loved ones and you this moon cycle is to counteract impurity with purities, okay? This is going to set it up nicely for the next moon cycle because they're going to try some other way. But you guys know what you need to do? Let's get some messages from the trauma don't last always fast, right? Okay. And we have this one. So I'm going to pick 3 messages and we'll keep pushing. The intention of this sacred protection is to eternally cover my legacy, ancestors, animal companions, plants, and I, healing blue light that unblocks and balances our soul chakra forevermore, present in this moment. We only receive truth and reject all low vibrations, frequent one forevermore. All forms of manipulation for life, emotional and mind. This is and this longevity, semi-immortality, so what I'm picking up here is